Hello, hello students. Good afternoon and welcome to my class. Pratyush Pramanik, प्रत्युष मानिक.
यस मैम।
हाँ, कल तुमने क्लास नहीं किया था तो तुम्हारा व्हाट्सएप हम देखा है. मगर ऐसा एक प्रॉब्लम है. कैसे किया है? क्योंकि हम जो क्वेश्चन डिस्कस किया है, क्वेश्चन बता है, व्हाट्सएप हम कर नहीं सकेंगे क्योंकि हम क्वेश्चन पेपर उस देख के हम क्वेश्चन बोला है. तो तुम्हारा जो फ्रेंड्स लोग है, मनीष है, अनूप है, तुम लोग तुम्हारे फ्रेंड से तुम क्वेश्चन, इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन प्लीज ले लेना. ठीक
ओके
है.
ओके ओके।
हाँ, प्लीज हेल्प कर देना मनीष, अनूप. कल हम जो इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन डिस्कस किया है, प्लीज प्रत्युष को शेयर कर देना. प्रत्युष का व्हाट्सएप में तुम लोग जो लिखा है क्वेश्चन, इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, प्लीज उनको शेयर कर देना. ठीक है. ओके. I have already discussed in the last class. I mean to say BPSC 132 class, Indian government and politics, block 1. I have already discussed and give some important question of the block 1, approach to the study of Indian politics. Unit 1 liberal, unit 2 Marxist, and unit 3 Gandhian approach. Next, I have already discussed block 2 also, Indian constitution, unit 4 basic features. I have already discussed the basic features of Indian constitution and the fundamental rights. I have already give some important questions of these units. I mean to say basic features of Indian constitutions and fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy, and fundamental duty also. And I have already discussed that various topics like basic features of Indian constitution, fundamental rights like right to equality, right to freedom, etc. I have already discussed, and I have already discussed too directive principles of the state policy. Okay, and I started a block 3, unit 7, legislature, union legislature. Some important questions of the union legislature I have already discussed. Okay. आज I am discussing with you. I discuss you about executive and judiciary, about judiciary of block 3 in unit 8 and unit 9. Acha. The students please write your enrollment number and name in the chat box. Acha. Next, please write some important question. Uh, how does the state play a role of how does the state play a role in communalism, role in communalism?
मैम एक और बार रिपीट कीजिए क्वेश्चन।
हाँ, how does the state play a role in communalism? Next, it is 10. The question may be 10 marks. Next, hello Smriti. Achha, next question is describe the main issues of Gender discrimination. Gender discrimination. It is also 10 marks. Next question is, what is collective responsibility? Next question is, what is collective responsibility? Next,
Ma'am, please repeat the last question.
what is collective responsibility? What is collective responsibility? It is uh, it is 6 marks. Next is, what are the qualification required? What are the qualification required for appointment as a judge of the Supreme Court? Achha. Next, next is, discuss the role of caste. Discuss the role of caste in politics. These are also 6 marks. Next is, explain the developments towards the multi-party system in India. Towards the multi-party system in India. Achha. Next question is, discuss about the function and power. Discuss about the functions and power of the president. Functions and power of the President of India. This question you have to discuss in this way. Uh, um, President of India. That is, the Constitution has made detailed provision to see that the president, the head of the state, is the ceremonial head, that he did not aggregate to himself any real power. Okay, the president is indirectly elected for term of 5 years and can be removed on the basis of impeachment proceedings brought against him by the parliament. The constitution also provides for the post of a vice president, also indirectly elected, who would serve as head of the state in the event of the president's incapacity or death. Okay, then you have to write the, this is the short introduction which you write in the exam. In the question is question of functions and power of the president. Then you have to write the qualifications of the president. The article 58 and article 59 of the Constitution of India lay down the qualifications for the office of the President of India. Okay, a candidate for the office of the President should be a citizen of India, must have completed 35 years of age and process, and possess other qualifications which are necessary to become a member of Lok Sabha. He or she should not hold any office of profit under the union, state or local governments in the time of his election, nor he should be a member of either house of parliament or the state legislature. Besides, the candidate should possess such other qualifications as may be prescribed by the parliament from time to time. Okay, these are the qualifications of the president. Then you have to write the powers of the president. Powers of the president. The presidents have different powers. The president have some executive power, have some legislative power, have some judicial power, economic power, emergency provisions, and military power also.
And means veto power.
veto powers है veto powers तो legislative powers का powers में veto powers including है इसी में जो veto power है veto मतलब जो 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 आइन जो रिजेक्ट कर राष्ट्रपति और प्रेसिडेंट क्या कर सकता है, जो बिल और रिजेक्ट कर सकता है, और बिल जो रिजेक्ट करने का जो पावर है उनका, उसको उनको वेटो पावर बोला जाता है. तो लेजिस्लेटिव पावर के बीच वेटो पावर है, इंक्लूड करता है उसमें. वेटो पावर जो है बिल बातिल करने का जो क्षमता होता है प्रेसिडेंट का, उसको वेटो बोला जाता है, वेटो पावर. ठीक है, जैसे कि फर्स्ट हमको डिस्कस करने पड़ेगा सम एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर. एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर में है जो रिक्रूटमेंट होता है, रिक्रूट कर सकता है, किसी को निकाल सकता है. ठीक है, द एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर्स जैसे कि आर्टिकल 53 डील्स विद द एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर्स ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. इट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, ये 20 मार्क्स और 10 मार्क्स पे भी आ सकता है. ये क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. Article 53 deals with the executive power of the President of India. The powers of the President are broadly divided into two types, namely ordinary and emergency powers. Okay, the ordinary powers of the President can be grouped as executive, legislative, financial, and judicial power. So, firstly, we divided into two types of power. Presidents are broadly divided into two types of powers, namely ordinarily and emergency power. First, we have to discuss ordinary powers. Ordinary powers means ordinary powers of the president can be grouped as executive, legislative, financial, and judicial power. And some other powers में है उसमें military powers भी इसमें included है. And और तो बोला जो emergency power भी है. The executive power of the union are vested in the president. Article 53 vested the all executive powers in him and empowered him to exercise these powers directly by himself or to the officers subordinate to him. Article 75 requires the Prime Minister to communicate to the President all decisions of the Union Council of Ministers. Okay. Article 77 holds that all executive power of the Union government shall be exercised in the name of the Parliament. Do you understand? Have you any problem? Do you have any problem? Please.
No, ma'am.
The president has
No, ma'am.
The president has both administrative and military power. The president has the power to appointment and removal of the high dignitaries of the state. तो जो एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर है उसमें क्या होता है एक जो पावर होता है उसमें नियोग संक्रांत क्षमता भी होता है एंड उसको निकालने का भी पावर होता है. Removal of the high dignitaries of the state. The president appoints the prime minister and on the letters advise the council of ministers, the attorney general, the justice of Supreme Court and High Court, members of special commissions such as Union Public Service Commission, Election Commission, etc. and the governors of the state. The choice of the Prime Minister is not discretionary prerogative of the President, but it is usually dictated by the party commanding a majority following in the Lok Sabha. Next, the President of India is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Defence Forces. He appoints the Chiefs of the Army, the Navy and the Air Force. He has the power to declare war and conclude peace. All this power have to be exercised by him subject to the ratification of the Parliament. As pointed out, he exercises all executive powers only with the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Ministers. These are the executive powers which I have discussed now. Now we have to discuss the legislative power. Even though the President is not a member of either House of Parliament, Article 79 states that President is an integral part of Union Parliament. Union Parliament का जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो कैसे क्या हम कल बोला था. यूनियन पार्लियामेंट का जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो है ऐसा है: प्रेसिडेंट, अपर हाउस एंड लोअर हाउस. मतलब कि प्रेसिडेंट, राज्यसभा एंड लोकसभा के लिए उसको लेकर पार्लियामेंट का फॉर्मेशन हुआ है. हाँ, as we saw, the president has the power to summon both of the house of the parliament, nominate 12 members of the Rajya Sabha. राज्य सभा लोकसभा राज्य सभा का टोटल जो मेंबर्स है नोट नॉट
245
दैट
members.
इज नॉट मोर देन 250 नॉट मोर देन 250 इसमें से 12 जो मेंबर्स होता है वो प्रेसिडेंट माने प्रेसिडेंट के द्वारा नॉमिनेटेड होता है नॉमिनेटेड 12 मेंबर्स ऑफ द राज्यसभा has the right to address either house or their joint session at any time and power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. All money bills to be introduced the parliament have to obtain the recommendation of the parliament. मानी बिल जो है बिल्स जो होता है जो मानी बिल के बारे में थोड़ा हम तुम लोग का जानकारी हम देंगे मानी बिल के लेके हम डिस्कस करेंगे थोड़ा इस टॉपिक के बाद मानी बिल जो ऐसा बिल होता है जो सिर्फ राज्यसभा में नहीं सिर्फ लोकसभा में उत्थापन किया जाता है मानी बिल राज्यसभा में उत्थापन नहीं किया जाता है जो साधारण जो बिल होता है संविधान संशोधनी जो बिल होता है वो सिर्फ राज्य लोकसभा एवं राज्यसभा दोनों पे ही उत्थापन किया जाता है मगर जो मानी बिल होता है मानी बिल सिर्फ लोकसभा में उत्थापन किया जाता है राज्यसभा का मानी बिल के बारे में राज्यसभा के कोई इख्तियार नहीं होता है उसका सिर्फ ये कर सकता है 14 डेज ये जो मानी बिल को अपने साथ अपने राज्यसभा अपने पास रख सकता है अदरवाइज कुछ नहीं कर सकता है आफ्टर 14 डेज वो मानी बिल राज्यसभा में सम्मति हो गया मान के वो आइन में रूपांतरित हो जाता है ठीक है अच्छा all money bills to be introduced in the parliament have to obtain the recommendation of the president. Such a prior recommendation is also necessary for introducing bills regarding the formation of new states, alteration of areas, boundaries, names of the existing states, etc. Namely, when any bill is passed by the parliament, it can become an act only when it has assent of president. When the parliament is not in session, president can prolongate the ordinance in public interest. ऑर्डिनेंस जारी कर सकता है ऑर्डिनेंस मतलब कि जरूरीकालीन आइन ऑर्डिनेंस की मतलब these ordinance have some force क्योंकि पार्लियामेंट का सेशन हर टाइम नहीं होता जब पार्लियामेंट का सेशन नहीं होता है तब पार्लियामेंट प्रेसिडेंट कैन prolongate the ordinance in public interest. These ordinances have the same force and effect as the laws passed by the parliament. However, they have to be placed before the parliament within a period of 6 weeks from the day of resembling of parliament. Without parliament's approval, the ordinance will become invalid. Okay. अच्छा नेक्स्ट अच्छा Article 254 empower the president to remove inconsistencies between laws passed by parliament and state legislature, and subject included in the concurrent list. Another legislative function president has bearing on state. In the governor of the state can reserve certain bills passed by the state legislature for the consideration of president. The next is the judicial power. The judicial powers of the President of India include the appointment of the justice of the Supreme Court and High Court and power of the grand pardon. Suspension, reprise, remission of the punishment or sentence of court. These powers of granting pardon are given the president for removing the extreme rigidity in the criminal laws and for protecting the persons of humanitarian considerations. Achha. Next is emergency powers. Very important is that emergency power. With the intention of safeguarding the sovereignty. अच्छा, ये जो इमरजेंसी पावर्स है वो अलग अलग क्वेश्चन भी हो सकता है. डिस्कस अबाउट द इमरजेंसी पावर्स ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. 10 मार्क्स और 6 मार्क्स का भी हो सकता है ये क्वेश्चन. डिस्कस अबाउट द इमरजेंसी पावर्स ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. ये 6 मार्क्स का भी हो सकता है और 10 मार्क्स में भी अलग तरीके से आ सकता है. With the intention of the safeguarding of the sovereignty, the independence and integrity of Union of India, the Constitution bestows the President of India with emergency power. The President is empowered to declare 3 types of emergency. 3 types of emergency. Number 1, national emergency arising out of war, external aggression or armed rebellion. Number 2, emergency arising due to the breakdown of the constitution machinery in the state. And final emergency, financial emergency is final emergency. Financial emergency. Financial emergency is Article 360. And Article 352,
national emergency or presidential.
And Article 356 provides the emergency in the state, can impose emergency in the state. Where there is a breakdown of the constitutional machinery in the state, the president can impose emergency in the state. That is Article 356 provide. And Article 360 is, I told you, financial emergency. Okay. This question is very important, and emergency power is in the alag tarika se aa sakta hai. Next important question is discuss about the Prime Ministers of India. Prime Ministers of India. Achha. Another important question is discuss the relation between President and Prime Minister of India. Discuss the relation between the President and the Prime Minister of India. Okay. अच्छा, एक जो शॉर्ट नोट अभी बोला है तुम लोगों को, कलेक्टिव रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. दिस वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन अबाउट शॉर्ट नोट. I mean the 6 mark. What is collective responsibility? Do you know what is collective responsibility? Okay, I discuss you the collective responsibility. The Council of Ministers function on the principle of collective responsibility. Achha. Under this principle, all members are equally responsible for each and every act of the government. That is, under collective leadership, each minister accepts and agrees to share responsibility for all decisions of the cabinet. Doubts and disagreements are confined to the privacy of the cabinet room. Once the decision has been taken, it has to be loyally supported and considered as the decision of the whole government. If any member of the Council of Ministers is unable to support government policy in the parliament or in the country at large, then the member is morally bound to resign from the Council of Ministers. Then the member is morally bound to resign from the Council of Ministers. That is called collective responsibility. That even if the Council of Ministers is formed as a result of coalition of various political parties, a minimum common program becomes essential for maintaining the solidarity of the ministry. Becomes essential for the solidarity of the ministry. And the various political parties forming the coalition government have to stand behind that program. Unless they do so, the cabinet cannot survive. Unless they do so, cabinet cannot survive. Unity within Council of Ministers is not only essential for its very survival, but is also necessary for it, but is also necessary for its efficiency and efficacy. Efficiency and efficacy, on the basis of which alone can it continue to enjoy the confidence of the people. Okay, this is called collective responsibility. Do you understand? Have you any
Yes, ma'am.
problem? Have you any problem? Do you have any problem about collective responsibility? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है?
Yes, I understand.
ओके, अच्छा. It is also at 20 marks. And another question is about Supreme Court is discuss about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of India. Discuss about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of India. Next question is write a note on the High Courts of India. इसमें शॉर्ट नोट हो सकता है. Composition of
Write a note
composition
on.
of the composition of the High Court.
मैम क्वेश्चन क्या बोली थी? राइट अ नोट ऑन.
हाँ,
क्वेश्चन क्या था? राइट अ नोट ऑन.
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है. हेलो,
हाँ
सुनाई
मैडम,
नहीं दे रहा
क्वेश्चन
है.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन.
Last
लास्ट
question.
क्वेश्चन
लास्ट
क्या
क्या
था?
था? लास्ट क्वेश्चन इज composition of the High Court. Short note. Next, very important question is discuss about the judicial review of India. Discuss about the judicial review of India. Next, write a short note. Write a short note about judicial reforms in India. Judicial reforms in India. अच्छा, next question 25. Next is write a short note about the definition on meaning of secularism. Write a short note about the definition and meaning of secularism. 6 marks और 10 marks में भी हो सकता है. Next is discuss about the Indian Constitution. Next is question is give your opinion about the Indian Constitution and secularism. Indian Constitution and secularism. और 10 marks. Next question is very important question, that is discuss about the give your opinion about communal challenges to secularism. Communal challenges to secularism. Next important question is um, right. What are the difference between fundamental rights and directive principles? What is the difference between fundamental rights and directive principles? Very important question. Oh. Next question is discuss the basic characteristics of dominant party system. Discuss the basic characteristics of dominant party system. আচ্ছা, next short question is define caste. But what is caste? 6 marks. Actually, I have already told you that you have to read the book more and more. You have to read book thoroughly, because many questions are और मेनी क्वेश्चंस आर ऐसा होता है कि ऐसा बहुत क्वेश्चन होता है जो छोटा छोटा करके अंदर लाइन के अंदर से बुक का भीतर भीतर से कोई लाइन कोट करके भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, इसीलिए हम पॉसिबल जो क्वेश्चन है वो हम सजेस्ट किया है। तो ऐसे नहीं है इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर से ही आ सकता है, इसके बाहर में कोई नहीं आएगा, ऐसा नहीं होगी, मतलब नहीं है। ठीक है, तुम लोग का बुक थॉरोली पढ़ना पड़ेगा। तो if possible, this question is very important to prepare and the exam. Okay, and next I discuss you about the money bill. What is money bill? Financial bill may be said to be any bill which relates to revenue and expenditure, but the financial bill is not a money bill. Okay, Article 1110 states that no bill is a money bill unless it is certified by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. हर एक बिल मानी बिल नहीं हो सकता है. जिस बिल को 100 आर्टिकल 110 में बोला गया है, जिस बिल को लोकसभा का स्पीकर मानी बिल के रूप में सर्टिफाई करेगा, उस बिल को ही मानी बिल बोला जाएगा. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. मानी बिल, ए मानी बिल इज cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. A money bill cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. Once a money bill is passed by the Lok Sabha, it is transmitted to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. It is transmitted to the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha cannot reject a money bill. एक मानी बिल को राज्य सभा कभी रिजेक्ट नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि उसमें उत्थापन ही किया नहीं जा सकता है. It must within a period of 14 days from the date of receipt of the bill return the bill to the Lok Sabha, which may thereupon either accept or reject all or any of the recommendations. If the Lok Sabha accepts any of the recommendations, the money bill is deemed to have been passed by both houses. Even the Lok Sabha does not accept any of the recommendations. The money bill is deemed to have been passed the both houses with any amendment. If a money bill passed by the Lok Sabha and transmitted to the Rajya Sabha for its recommendations is not returned to it within 14 days, it is deemed to have been passed by both the houses at the expiry of the state period in the original form. Understand? Money bill. Next, I will discuss you. I want to explain the special powers of Rajya Sabha. Some special powers of Rajya Sabha. You know, the Rajya Sabha or Council of the States consists of not more than 250 members, of which 12 members are nominated by the President from the amongst persons having special knowledge or practical experience in literature, science, art, having special knowledge or practical experiences in literature, science, arts, and social science services. The remaining members are elected by the members of the state legislative assemblies in accordance with the system of proportional state legislative assemblies, according with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. By the means of single transferable vote. Thus, unlike Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha adopt the method of indirect election. For the purpose of this election, such state is allotted a number of seats, mainly the basis of their population. The Rajya Sabha thus reflects the federal character by representing the states of the Union of Federation. However, it does not follow the American principles of equality of the state representation in the second chamber, whereas the state of United States send two representatives to the Senate. बट हम लोगों का देश में ऐसा नहीं होता है, पॉपुलेशन के जरिए से जाता है। और यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में क्या होता है, एवरी स्टेट हैव टू रिप्रेजेंटेटिव इन द सीनेट।
Yes, ma'am.
But our country not follow the same this rule of federalism.
Yes, ma'am.
Our country maintain the basic maintain this the basis of their population.
Yes, ma'am. Every 10 lakh population में एक MP रहेगा.
हाँ, ऐसा होता है। This rule is not the rule of federalism. Okay. Okay. Rajya Sabha is continuing the chamber as its permanent body, not subject to dissolution. ये permanent chamber है, इसको ये dissolution नहीं होता है। 1/3 of the members retire at the end of every 2 years, and elections are held for the vacant position. A member of Rajya Sabha has a 6-year term unless the resigns of disqualified. अच्छा, special powers of Rajya Sabha ये क्या होता है, देखो, the Rajya Sabha has hardly any control over the ministers who are individually and jointly responsible to the Lok Sabha. Though it has every right to seek information on all matters which are exclusively in the domain of Lok Sabha, it has no power to pass a vote of no confidence in the Council of Ministers. Moreover, the Rajya Sabha has not much say in the matters of money bills. I have already told about this matter, money bills. Nevertheless, the Constitution grants certain special powers to the Rajya Sabha. As the sole representative of the states, the Rajya Sabha enjoys two exclusive powers which are of considerable importance. First, under the Article 249, the Rajya Sabha has the power to declare that in the national interest, the Parliament should make laws with the respect to the matter enumerated in the state list. If by a 2/3 majority, Rajya Sabha passes a resolution to this effect, the Union Parliament can make laws for the whole or the part of India for a period of 1 year. Number one. And number two is, the second is exclusive powers of the Rajya Sabha is with regard to the setting up of all India services. If Rajya Sabha passes a resolution by not less than 2/3 of the members of president and voting, the Parliament is empowered to make laws providing for creation of one more one or more all India service common to the union and the state. Thus, these special provisions make the Rajya Sabha an important component, an important component of Indian legislature rather than just being an ornamental second chamber like the House of Lords of England. The Constitution had designated is not just a cake, any hasty legislation, but also to play the role of an important influential advisor. It is compact composition and permanent character provides it continuity and stability as many of its members are elder statesmen, the Rajya Sabha commands respectability. Okay, these are the two special powers of Rajya Sabha. Okay, I have no time, so I have to finish the class now. I think you have some ideas. You get some ideas about the syllabus of BPSC 132 and the question paper of the BPSC 132 and I think you uh, you get some idea about these papers and this topic also. If you have any question about this topic and this question, do you have any question? Do you have any argument? Do you have any question or do please unmute and tell me.
Okay, ma'am.
हेलो
Yes, ma'am.
तुम लोग का तो और कोई बीपीएस तुम लोग फर्स्ट ईयर का हो बीपीएससी 131 एंड 132 तुम लोग का पेपर है
हाँ जी।
तुम्हारा तो ये हो गया फिर किसी क्लास मिलेगा तो फिर अभी कोई किसी
इसके
क्लास
अलावा तो अभी
मिलेगा
कोई
तो फिर
क्लास का ये नहीं दिख रहा है।
हाँ हाँ
इसके बाद जो नेक्स्ट क्लास होगा उसका तो कोई अपडेट नहीं है अपने पास।
और नहीं नहीं और तो अभी कुछ बोला नहीं है फिर कभी बोलेगा
हाँ,
तो
वही
क्लास
वही
का बारे में तो
अभी ऐसा कोई
फिर हम
इन्फॉर्मेशन
लोग
आया नहीं
पूछ
है।
सकते हैं हाँ एंड देन आई गिव
अच्छा
यू माय कांटेक्ट नंबर
अच्छा
ऑल्सो
मैडम मैडम
हाँ हाँ
बोल रहा हूँ ना कि जो ऑनलाइन जो
बोलो
फॉर्म फिलअप हुआ था ना इसका तो
हाँ
उसमें 9 सब्जेक्ट का हम लोग फॉर्म फिलअप किए हैं। तो उसमें
अच्छा
जो अपने सिलेबस में 8 सब्जेक्ट तो जो 9वां सब्जेक्ट है वो क्या प्रैक्टिकल है क्या?
प्रैक्टिकल कौन सा है तुम्हारा क्या क्या सब्जेक्ट है प्रैक्टिकल वाला कोई सब्जेक्ट है क्या तुम्हारा
नहीं मेरा मेरा जो सिलेबस में मेरा एक 8 सब्जेक्ट का है और
हाँ
ऑनलाइन जब फॉर्म फिलअप हुआ है तो उसमें 9 सब्जेक्ट का ये दिखा रहा है।
9 सब्जेक्ट का 9 सब्जेक्ट
हाँ
और फ्रेंड लोग को पूछो उन लोगों का क्या है हमको इसके बारे में ज्यादा जानकारी नहीं है
अच्छा अच्छा तब कहाँ पे अपना जो स्टडी सेंटर है वहाँ पे जाके पता करने से होगा
हाँ
क्या?
हाँ स्टडी सेंटर में जाके बात पता करो स्टडी सेंटर तो
अच्छा
अभी
अच्छा
बंद है ना शायद तो अभी तो
हाँ
लॉकडाउन
बंद
चल
है
रहा है
लेकिन एक बार जो भी हो खुलेगा तो एक बार जाके पता कर देना
हाँ
होगा।
हाँ हाँ आफ्टर 16 जून
हाँ
स्टडी सेंटर में जाके बात करना चाहिए
ओके ओके
ठीक है
थैंक यू।
अभी तो तुम लोग का एग्जाम डेट कोई बोला नहीं है बोला है
नहीं
इग्नू का
नहीं
जो एग्जाम होगा 21 डेज का नोटिफिकेशन में एग्जाम होगा
अच्छा
ठीक है
कोई ये है क्या कब से होगा कुछ पता है?
कभी पता नहीं है जब होगा इसके कुछ दिन पहले तुम लोग का जानकारी मिल सकता है
अच्छा
जो
अच्छा
पैंडेमिक जो चल रहा है थोड़ा कंट्रोल में आ जाने के बाद एग्जाम होगा
हाँ
आफ्टर माने 21 डेज का नोटिफिकेशन के जरिए से वो एग्जाम होगा
ओके ओके
ठीक है
थैंक यू मैम ओके
ओके बेस्ट ऑफ लक
ओके मैम
ओके बाय
बाय मैम। अनु, हेलो अनु,
बोल।
आपका आप कल क्लास अटेंड किए थे ये वाला बीपीएससी 132 का?
हम्म।
आपका कांटेक्ट नंबर दीजिए, व्हाट्सएप नंबर दीजिए ना प्लीज। तो कल जो इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है वो आप मेरे को फोटो उठा के भेज दीजिए।
তুমি আমাকে একটা পিং করো হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে।
ম্যাম তোমার নাম্বারটা দাও।
ঠিক আছে। হ্যালো।
হ্যালো, আমি তোমাকে এই নাম্বারে পিং করছি হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে।
হ্যাঁ।
তুমি এখন ঠিক আছে।
করেছো? হ্যালো।
হ্যাঁ তোমাকে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে পিং করেছি।
ঠিক আছে, দিয়েছি।
ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ।